Hello everybody, welcome to Tanchaz Talk, the world's only English language program focusing primarily on Hungarian folk music. I am Kalman Magyar Öcsi, your host as always, speaking to you today from Toronto, Canada. Episodes of Tanchaz Talk, which combine a mix of music and stories delivered by me, are available as always on tanchaz.com, that's Tanchaz.com, or on YouTube. Just search Tanchaz Talk and subscribe so you don't miss anything. Today we have a special episode of Tanchaz Talk Interviews. The interviews are where I delve into long-form interviews with a wide array of guests, and episodes of Tanchaz Talk Interviews are available on all popular podcast platforms, including Apple, Google, and Spotify podcast stores. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss any of the interviews, and leave a nice review if you like what you hear. Today I'm so excited to have on the program Lili Fundak-Kaszai. Lili is joining us from Budapest, one of the most impressive background, and speaks English, so I'm very happy to be able to engage with her in English. I promised to speak slowly and to help as well if we needed it, but I don't think she's going to need much help. Let me tell you about Lili before I welcome her onto the program. Lili was born in 1988. That's not a typo, folks. That's pretty young to me. She was born in 1988 in Budapest, Hungary. She grew up in Jászfényszarú, which is a village about an hour's drive from Budapest. Jászfényszarú, population of about 5,000 people or so, is famous for actually having the second largest Samsung factory in all of Europe. And her father was a policeman and he worked there. That explains the Jászfényszarú connection. Lili grew up dancing with the Jászság dance group in nearby Jászberény. That's probably the most well-known amateur dance group in Hungary, and certainly one of the most popular places to visit in the summers, Jászberény, in terms of all the folkloric activity that happens there. During high school, Lili studied she studied singing at the Kodály Music High School in Kecskemét, and she went on to study media and communications at the Károly Gáspár Reformed University in Budapest. And she has also taken folk dance classes at the Hungarian Dance Art University. That's, for you Hungarians, that's the Magyar Táncművészeti Főiskola in Budapest. Lili is, in my mind, a true double threat, a dancer and equally spectacularly a singer. But let's first talk about Lili, the dancer and the choreographer. Lili is the co-director of the Vadrozsa Dance Ensemble, which operates out of Angyalföldi, that's a neighborhood of Budapest. At this point, due to her co-direction, it's one of the most heralded amateur groups in Hungary. They have won awards at all kinds of festivals, Szolnok, Zala, the Antológia, all this, and you name it, they've performed there and they've brought home awards for performance and also for choreography. And her co-director is her husband, the spectacular Krzysztof Fundak, who is quite well known as well. They're a great pair, great tandem. Lili is the three-time winner of the Arany Gyöngy, the Golden Pearl Award given to Hungary's top female dancers, and as a three-time winner, she's now Örökös Arany Gyöngyös. This is kind of like the Arany Sarkantyú for men. Well, Arany Gyöngy is what they give out to women, so she's a Golden Pearl winner forever, in perpetuity. That's what happens when you win it three times over. In 2014, she and her husband Krzysztof won the Fölszállott, Páva couples category award. That's the nationally televised Fölszállott, Páva show. In 2016, she was awarded the Junior Folk Artist. That's Nép Művészet Ifjúmester. Lili is really well known to us in the community here in North America. She has taught at Csípke and the Western Canadian Hungarian Folk Festival and all groups all over the place, including in Canada, specifically in Winnipeg and Calgary, in Vancouver. A newer project she's been working on since 2018 is the Foundry Dance Theater, which we'll talk about. It's kind of a contemporary approach to Hungarian folk dance. And she's also danced with the Cifra Dance Ensemble, which is a kind of an all-star setup with a great collection of dancers, including Shanta Gergő, who's a very well-known dancer now. And you saw them perform a couple years ago on Fölszállott a Páva. That's Lili, the amazing dancer and choreographer, but that's not quite enough for her because, as I mentioned, she's an amazing singer as well. Since 2010, she's been the singer of one of the singers with Besh droM. That's a great folk fusion, gypsy, Balkan, jazz, big band. And I've played music from them a few times on the show here. One of my favorites in terms of crossover fusion bands, Besh droM. She's been for many years a permanent guest of the Zagyva band. And in 2018, she won a Junior Prima Award. And one of the newer things she's been working on is called the Bahorka Társulat with some other singers, including Melinda Balog and Sára Horváth and Lili, with many great musicians led by Sándor Csori Jr. This is an improvisational folk theater, which we'll talk about, a very interesting project. I must say, from a personal perspective, Lili, together with her husband, Krzysztof, they really get what it's like to be in the diaspora here for us. She's very, very welcoming in terms of people coming from here, going there, people coming from Canada and the U.S., and joining her dance group in Hungary. My nephews and my niece and my daughter when she was there for a couple of years ago, and many others I can talk about who have been welcomed by them. She's very well-rounded. She loves to travel. We'll talk some more about her travels. And I'm also very excited to share that she is quite pregnant. Lili is quite pregnant. I guess you can't be either you are pregnant or not pregnant, but she's quite pregnant. Baby is expected in mid-January 2021, so just a few weeks from now. I'm very excited to have my friend and a wonderful folk artist, Lili Fundak-Kaszai, here on the show.
Hi,
See ya, Lili.
hello.
Hi, Lili. How are you feeling so far along in your pregnancy?
It's good, thank you. I think I'm fine, but I'm very excited about the end. So I really would like to see Felix because he will be a boy, Fundak Felix. So we are so excited, Krzysztof and I also.
Well, I wish you luck heading into the last few weeks. And this is going to be your first child, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. I mentioned your father as a police officer. In Jászberény-Szabó, and what either of your parents, did they come from Hungarian folk dance or folk singing or folk music background, or are you kind of the first in the family?
No, they haven't got any background, so no. I was the first who were study folk dance and folk singing, but I think I was so lucky because my mother and her friend just think Jászberény is so close to Jászberény, so why don't we have a folk dance teacher in Jászberény also?
Mm-hmm.
So they make the first folk dance group. Its name is Iglice.
Okay.
And after that, maybe I think when I was 14, I just go to Jászberény, to Jászságnépi Együttes.
Aha. Who was the teacher that came over from Jászberény to teach in Jászfényszarú?
It was a Jászságnépi Együttes member, Gorácz József, and Benne Judit, and after Gorácz József, Péter Szilárd and Havran Bettina.
Okay, got it. So is that group still going on in Jászfényszarú?
Yes, it's still going.
What was your mom's work?
Kind of a nurse, but I don't really know. It's we said védőnő. It's kind of family care, but she's not a doctor. She's kind of a nurse, so she tried to help the families to keep them babies safe.
For being the first in your family and not really coming from a folkloric family background, you really went into this heavy, obviously. What drew you to love the Hungarian folklore so much already at a relatively young age?
I think Józsi, Bettina, Szilárd, and Judith give me a make pressure, like a good, good, so a good pressure about folklore.
Right.
So we are dancing, we are singing, and it's not just enough. They give us the love of the folklore. So that's why I think I really love this. So this from this childhood group, I have got a friend who is still dancing now. So they infect a lot of people.
Yes, for sure. So it started as a kids group and then grew into an adult group, and it's still going on. Iglice and Jászfényszarú.
Yeah.
What would you say one of the most valuable life lessons or lesson you learned from your parents coming up? I know it's a weird question or awkward question, but I'm curious. What, and I'm heading somewhere with this question with you, but what's a valuable life lesson or lessons you learned from your parents?
I think be patient with myself. And nothing happens when you make a bad decision, or if something doesn't work with you. Just be patient with yourself.
Is that something that you've had to utilize a lot in your life, in terms of waiting and being patient?
Not really, but I think my mother always were very patient with me, because I was a very hyperactive child, so just dancing, singing, jumping, editing. So when I watch the TV, I just jumping on the couch. She just tried to it's okay, just calm down, be patient, right. Everything will be okay. So yeah.
Do you have any sisters or brothers?
Yeah, I have got a younger brother. His name is Martin.
Now, was Martin bitten by the folk dance bug or no?
Yeah. He also folk danced, and he learned cymbalom music from Balázs Unger.
Ah, okay. So and so he's still playing?
No, not really.
Okay. So you as a teenager, you transfer over from the Jászfényszarú group all the way over to Jászság, which if people listening kind of don't understand, there are like 3 or 4 professional quote unquote Hungarian dance groups. That means people draw a salary from the state. Most notably Hungarian State Folk Ensemble, and then there's the Budapest / now it's called Honvéd, and then and there's the Duna Ensemble. So those are the kind of the professional groups, and then there's, I'm going to call them the amateur groups, and there's hundreds of them, but I don't want people to think amateur means they're not as good or whatever as the professional groups. In fact, in many ways, the amateur groups are completely different, and and of equally as good in different ways when you look at the professional group. So Jászság of Jászberény is one of the most established, consistently high-performing amateur dance groups in Hungary. What was it like to make that switch? Because you're going from a much smaller organization into this big Jászság. How tell me, draw me back to that time period and some of your mentors you had and some of the people that you were with at that time.
Mm-hmm. I was very young when I go to Jászberény Jászság because I was 15, I think, because I have to go to Kecskemét, to high school. Mm-hmm. So I couldn't go to Jászfényszerű because the rehearsal was in weekdays. But the Jászság rehearsal was in every Friday and Saturday. Mm-hmm. So my mentors, Szilárd and Bettina, tell me, what do you think about to go to Jászság? Because we think it will be okay for you. Mm-hmm. And it was a hard year, the first year when I was 15, and it was the first class of the high school because there was a lot of new situation in my life. Kind of, I live in a college, so it just for the week and for the family. I have to travel to Kecskemét. It's in Hungary. It seems far, but in America or in Canada, it's not.
Right.
It's not really far because it's just 1.5 hour drive. Jászfényszerű to Kecskemét. But when you are young and you are 15 and you have to move from home, mm-hmm. it seems far. So the first year, I not join every rehearsal. Mm-hmm. And after this year, Szilárd tell me, okay, Lili, we have to talk about something. You have to decide. Would you like to dance in Jászság? Because if you say yes, you have to be in every rehearsal. Mm. So you just can't miss a rehearsal because it's not Jászság. Mm-hmm. Jászság is not a professional, but there was the big generation who were in Canada. So like Tóth Balázs and the other ones. So
well, even Mihai was it
the big names
even Mihai Gabi, sorry? I think is that the Mihai Gabi generation or after that you're talking about, like Szűcs Gabi?
No, after that.
Okay.
So I just like I feel I was a child, but I have to grow up mm-hmm. to them. Mm-hmm. Because they were the stars in my eyes. Mm-hmm. So when I was 16, I decided, okay, this is the first and the most important thing in my life. Mm-hmm. So that was the big turn when Szilárd talked to me. So and after that. I was there in every rehearsal, so I never missed one.
So
and when I
go ahead, no, go ahead, please. Sorry.
Yeah, and when I was 17, I think I just met Kristóf at the rehearsal at the próbaterem, and I just asked everybody, who is that weird guy? Who is that new guy? Because a lot of people come to rehearsal from Debrecen, from Szászalombata, from Budapest that time. Mm-hmm. So a lot of new members joined us. Mm-hmm. And that was the first time when I met Kristóf. And this time my mentors were Vajai Franciska, Busai Zsuzsanna, mm-hmm. and Mosóci Lívia. Természetesen Szűcs Gábor, Busai Norbert, and Dudás Dani also. Uh-huh. So we did a very, very good job together. Yes. So we won a lot of festivals. They made a lot of very, very good choreography for us. So mm-hmm. and time goes on, and Christoph and I were a couple.
Right. So let me ask a few follow-up questions. So you were living in the dormitory, or I guess collegium, but it's a dormitory in Kecskemét. Studying at the Kodai school, and you're studying music and singing, yes?
Yeah, but after 1.5 years, I changed school. I changed to Vác, where the Zagyva Banda guys studied, learned the folk music. Its name was Piketi Tibor Secondary School, specialized for music. And I was learned folk singing there.
Got it. So at Kecskemét, so you left Kecskemét
Yes.
and the Kodai. Now this is the Kodai Institute, no?
No.
Okay.
Kodai Institute is for the peoples from abroad.
Okay.
So it's a kind of like after the university.
Okay. Right.
But it's Kodai school. This school is for like 7 to 18 years old.
Okay. Well, but it is it's the famous Kodai school in Kecskemét, and so they were not teaching folk singing like you were picking up in Vác then. So this was this was more classical style singing, yes?
Yeah, the Kodai school. But now they have got folk music stuffs.
Good. That's good.
And Heia Bella is the main leader of the folk singing.
Okay. So you and then you also, this was corresponding with the time that you decided to join Jászság 100% full time. Really go deep in. Interesting. So did you move back home to Jászfényszarú, or did you
No, I just moved to Vác.
Okay, you moved to Vác. Okay.
To the dormitory, because so we spend our every minute with practice and singing. So every weekdays, like Monday to Friday. And after that, I go to Jászberény, próba,
Yes.
rehearsal.
Right.
So that time I met the Zagyva Banda guys because we were classmates.
Okay, gotcha. I mentioned earlier, as I was talking about Jászság, the ensemble, and there's other ensembles like it, obviously, and I would put Angyalföldi Vadrozsa now obviously up there too as one of the stronger non-professional amateur groups in the country. I made a statement that not necessarily better or worse, it's a kind of a different experience that you get looking at some of these amateur groups versus the state/professional groups. What do you see in the difference in terms of an approach, performance style, even who joins? Because you never joined a professional group. So and why not? And what do you see that's different? And maybe you can talk a bit about that, the difference there.
I really would like to join a professional dance group, but my all life first is the Honvéd Budapest.
Yeah.
So there was an addition to Honvéd Budapest, but it was two separate group. It was two separate group. Like the one is Honvéd and the other one is Budapest. And I really would like to join the Budapest because there were the big names like Dezső, Náci, Flóri, and very good ones.
Yes.
But I was too small and too short for that, and I think my technical stuff's not good enough to join them, and I was so young.
Yeah.
So I take the high school specialized for music, not for dance. So I just would like to join them, but I'm not good enough for that.
Well, okay.
Yeah. And after the audition, Gyöngyvér called me. She really would like to get me to Honvéd.
Okay.
But I tell her I'm very appreciated and I'm very thank you, but I just would like to join the Budapest ensemble.
Gotcha.
And, I just was like 18.
Yeah.
So it's weird, I know. So after that, like 6 months after that, they are collect the two groups into one group.
Right. And that's when they
So
joined. Yes.
It was a funny thing.
Yes.
But it's okay. So after that, I went to the Károly Gáspár University, Media Communication. So yeah.
Well, so let me, and I still want to dig into this a bit, but when you went to the Károly Gáspár University to study something totally different, something very Western and very non-folkloric, media and communications, which I will say, by the way, I think helps you a lot in doing what you're doing now and your folk work. But anyway, was that a signal that maybe you were going to just forget this folk dance thing and I'll go get a real job, so to speak? I put that in quotes, a corporate job. Was that the plan?
I don't think so. I think it wasn't a plan. I just would like to have a degree, like if something happened with my voice, with my leg, with my life, I don't know. If I just would like to make a degree which can help me in life. And you tell the truth, it helps a lot now.
Yes.
Because there is 250 people who joined the Vadrozsa. So I have to communicate a lot.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. That's for sure. So but you could have potentially gone into the corporate world. Was that a plan for you? Maybe, or was it always that you were going to study communications in order to help you, with your work, which you wanted to do in the folk dance world?
I think it wasn't a plan. Like I just would like a diploma.
Okay, you want to study something. Got it.
Yeah. It's nothing serious.
So,
but I really love that university.
Right. Did you stay dancing at that time then with Yashag?
Yes. I keep dancing in Yashag.
So you went. So they tell you can't miss a practice. You have to be here. We're very serious. And then during university from Budapest, no less, you're making that hour plus drive to Yashag several times a week, weekends, etc.
Yeah, but it was so easy and so normal because the other members have to go to work from Monday to Friday. So I don't feel it's heavy or I can't study or learn something. They were my friends. The Yashag was a big family, so I just don't feel it's hard for me. No. And media communication was very great, but I have got a more clever friend who study lawyer.
Yes.
Who Lila Bakonyi. So she have to study more than me, more than me,
right.
And she never missed the practice or rehearsal.
Right.
She never.
Right. So, looking back now. And going back to my initial question, when you consider and you look at a professional, one of the state groups performing and the way they operate versus the amateur groups like Yashag, what do you see as some of the big differences between them, good or bad?
It's not that easy, just good or bad. Every group life has got a good and a bad part. So when I see a professional dance group, I always feel a very like I'm so happy about them, because they so beautiful. The girls are so beautiful, and the technical stuffs are good for everybody. Also the Honvéd, also the Állami Népegyüttes, the state ensemble.
Yes, yes.
And but you know, that's their job. And when I see a group like Vadrozsa or Fővárosi Bartó, or Jászság Népi Együttes, I know there is something in the background. So they're full with emotions.
Right.
Emotions for each other, emotions to the folklore.
Yes.
And I think most of the times these groups are friends.
Yes.
So the people who joined the group are friends. So it's in our soul, it's kind of better.
Yes.
Better than if just doing your job.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the, you know, like you said, they said you're too short or whatever for Budapest at the time. You know, like the different body types, physically, you know, there's bigger folks, and then there's skinnier folks, there's tall, there's short, you know, there's some, like that, watching a group like that you almost connect more with it, you know, as a viewer.
The diversity.
Yeah, diversity. And I know you talked about, I watched the interview in preparation for today that you did on a TV station, where you talk about with your kids groups, you know, where you know you're welcoming of all different types of kids, the way they look, the way they dance, you know, and you'll make something of it, you know, and that's a very different, and I think we need that for the future, you know. But there's something very attractive. You're right, Lili, that's interesting. I never really considered that. When you watch one of the professional groups, you really you're just amazed that this is it's beautiful. Like, it just looks pretty, you know. Technically, it's pretty. Visually, the costuming, you know, the big budget, you know. They don't have mommy and daddy making the costumes in the back. You could tell, you know.
Yeah.
So let me. I mean, at this point, you mentioned Vadrozsa. That's the name of your group. When did you and Kristóf take that over, and how did that happen?
Kristóf spent his last 10 years at Vadrozsa. So he starts to teach another girl. Her name is Yvette Hortobágyi.
Yeah.
But in 2015, she joined the KCP program.
Yeah.
And she moved to Germany.
Okay.
And after that, I teach them. So I have to be the co-choreographer?
Co-director, yeah.
Co-director with Kristóf. So the last 5 years, we did this group together. And the first time, it was very strange. But I think I can say, they are my second family.
Yeah.
So it sounds weird, but when I go to make a rehearsal, I go to work. I feel the same like when I was a teenager and I joined the Jászság. It's a very, very big family.
When you took it over, I guess when Kristóf took it over, I mean, I believe the Angyalföldi Vadrozsa group has been around for a long time, right? Like, it's historically, it's been around for, do you know for how long?
There was a Vadrozsa group, like építők vadrózsák.
Okay.
And 30 years ago, or 35 maybe, it's going two parts. Vadrozsák Ensemble, it's Onodi,
Yes.
Attila and Csicsikata, and the Angyalföldi Vadrozsa, which starts with Páli János.
Okay.
And after Páli János, there was a lot of co-founders.
Yeah.
But before Christoph, I think maybe Jánosi Attila was the leader of the group.
So he takes it over, but it's certainly not the size that it is now. So
no,
yes.
no.
So there was a senior group, and was there a junior group at all?
Yeah, it was another group, like 5 pairs.
Yeah.
And a junior group, like maybe 20 children. But Christoph and I would like to make a big, like Caesar.
Yeah.
Like, and we think when the Caesar closes, so the ages closes.
Yeah.
Like it's 3 years to like 50 years or 60 years. Okay. That will be the point when we think we makes our job well, good,
right,
good enough. So it happened 2 years ago. So every people in every age can dance in Vadrozsa.
So now, from a small baby has a place, and a 65, 70-year-old has a place as well.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So now
there is 8 groups in Vadrozsa.
Okay, so 8 groups, and you said there's about 250 dancers.
Members. Yeah.
That is quite the growth. You're gonna have to tell me your secret. What, and you might not know it. But tell me some of the ideas and concepts that you have that have allowed you to experience this type of growth over the last 5 years or 10 years.
I think there's no secret, like I don't know, a magic wand or something. Right. I think. The one reason of my success is the communication.
Yes, here's your mate. Here's what you studied in school. Fantastic.
Yeah. We have to communicate with the parents, with the children, also, and there is a word, Vadrozsa család. It means Vadrozsa family.
Yeah.
So we think ourselves is a big family, and they tell everybody we are a family. So if you have any type of problem, we can talk about it. If you are happy, okay, we are happy about your happiness. So we work like a family, and I think this is the secret, but it's not a secret.
Yes, right.
It could be a normal thing.
Yeah. No, I understand.
We have to help, not have to. Yeah. We shall help. We could help everybody, and we love the members.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you
that's why.
Do you think that the amateur groups like Jászság, like yours, like Nyírség maybe, or and again you mentioned Bartók, Fővárosi Bartók, like do groups like that have stood the test of time and size always, because they always seem big, is this their secret? Do you think their kind of recipe for success is to create a big family, and allow and make a place for you from 0 years old all the way to 70 plus years old? Is that the secret that you see them all doing?
Not everybody, but I think this is one type of the secret. The other type can be the technical highness. So if you do something like dance, you have to do like your best. If you do something, you have to do your best.
Yes.
So that can be the other secret.
Yes. But it sounds like, I mean, at Vadrozsa, I mentioned in your biography at the beginning, you guys are not just a nice family and everyone's happy and you're happy that they're happy, and you talk about problems and ways to improve, but it seems to me you're also very good. Like, you guys are technically a good group, so you've actually managed, I think, to put those two things together in a nice, successful way. You're running pretty much a school at this point with 250 kids. Have you studied psychology, or because one of the things I've noticed working with you guys and observing you is how good you and Krzysztof are with kids, and I, for you guys being relatively young, in your lower 30s, and you don't have any children yet until Felix gets here, how have you gotten to know children so well and understand how they work?
I learned the most from Krzysztof. So I know I did Transversity University, but I think first of all I have to say thank you to Krzysztof, because because he teach me a lot of technical stuffs. He knows how can we build a technical knowledge from very young age. And it's kind of a pyramid. Like he very likes practicing.
Okay.
And he very like make technical
exercises.
Sorry.
Yes, I know exactly what you're thinking.
Technical exercises,
yeah. Okay.
And he knows a lot of mondoka,
like sayings or poems or
which can help about the rhythm.
Yeah. How did he learn all this stuff?
He also did the Transművészeti Főiskola.
Oh, okay.
But I think that's not why he's so good with the kids. A gyakorlat amiatt.
Just practice.
Gyakorlott.
Yeah, the way, his experience and his putting it into practice. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Oh. That's why he's so good.
That's great.
I think.
We have a problem here where there's too many boys compared to girls. Excuse me, too many girls compared to boys. So more girls than boys in groups at all ages. But except in Montreal, I learned this during my first interview I did for Tanchaz Talk with Kalman, who told me that they have the opposite problem, which is interesting. But anyway, how do you, I believe you guys might have the same problem in your groups. So how do you deal with that, with the deficit of boys compared to girls, in terms of your choreography, in terms of your teaching?
I think we are a lucky group because every age we have enough boys. So the middle group, like the Vadvirág, Bali's and Inka's group, we have got 14 boys and 18 girls.
Okay.
So it's very good. But the youngers group, Rózsa Bimbo, they have got just 7 boys and kind of double or more than double girls. So it's not really good, but we always try to find new members. So all around the year, we collect kiddos from the schools, and we tell the parents, you are the best reclam, sorry.
Yeah, advertisement, yeah.
Yeah, because you, your children is a Vadrozsa member. So if you are okay with it and you like it, you just have to tell the other parents at school. And it works.
So you know, I asked earlier about your growth, how you go from about 30 members to 250 members in the course of, you know, less than 10 years. And one of the things I thought you were going to say is, well, there were some other dance groups from nearby who shut down, or they, you know, we consolidated, because that's another way you can grow, is consolidating with other organizations, you know, to joining together, like Honvéd and Budapest, for instance. But that doesn't seem like that's what's happening. You're actually going out there recruiting from regular, you know, Monday through Friday day schools, bringing in the kids who are not from folk dance families, maybe, and bringing them into this whole thing. It's fantastic that you can do that. So that would, you would say that's the main way that you're getting more kids at the junior level involved, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. So I want to shift the discussion a little and talk about your singing. And we'll go back to dancing as well. But one of my favorite bands in their style and in their approach to the fusion of various styles is the Besh droM. And I wanted to take you back, and I think you've been singing with them for about 10 years now. How did that relationship begin with them? And tell me what is it like to be in a group like that?
Yeah. So the last 10 years just ran away.
Yes. Yeah.
I just really didn't feel it was 10 years. So one of my before me, one of my friend was the singer. Her name is Bori Magyar, but it's a group where everybody is male.
Yes.
So there is just one female. And that was Bori. Okay. And Bori not really likes this situation, and she decided to quit. And after that, she tell the leaders. Yeah. She have got a friend, me, and she thinks I can fit with this idea, with this musical idea with the boys. So you know, I grew up with folk dancers, so it was normal it was normal for me to be with 7 guys at the stage. So okay, what, nothing.
Yes.
So and in other case, my favorite band was the Besh droM, because at the dormitory we just listened to this music like every day.
Yeah, wow.
So I loved Besh droM. And I will never forget one evening Petik Adam just called me and okay, hi. Are you Lili? Yeah. I heard about you. You're a singer. Yeah, I would like to be. And can you sing me the Meggyújtom a pipám?
Oh, nice.
And I'm just like singing the Meggyújtom a pipám, and after, okay, can you sing me the Bergető? Okay, yes. But it was kind of easy for me. I was so nervous, but
Yeah.
it just easy for me because I know every lyric.
Yes.
Because I love them. And can you just show me the catch case?
Mm-hmm.
And okay. And after the catch case, he tell me, okay, 2 weeks, and we would like to go to Switzerland. Would you like to come with us? And yes, of course.
Wow.
So yeah.
That's how. So you had a telephone interview or audition?
Yeah.
Oh
With
my
Adam.
God. And
It was fun.
that's so funny. That's like getting a call from Phil Collins or Sting, like all their songs, yeah, sure, sing me this, sing me that. That's amazing how that happened. So you went to Switzerland, and then that is like I don't know where that band is, or where you guys are currently in terms of popularity and growth, because I think the band was perhaps more popular in the past in terms of traveling and being marketed and pushed, but maybe now, of course, pre-pandemic times I'm talking, but what's the status of the group right now?
Right now, it's a 20-year-old anniversary, and we got the 20-year anniversary album in maybe January or 2020 January or February, I think. So, the last 9 years we traveled a lot.
Okay.
We have got fixed members, so we are 8 members in the stage. But the last 4 years, Adam and his family moved to Bristol. They live in Bristol,
Okay.
the UK, and Gergő and Gergő's family, Barca Gergely's family, lives in Israel.
Oh.
So the leaders of the groups are living abroad. But there is no problem about it because Adam still in Hungary every summer, and he's always there at the concerts. And Gergő also a musician in Israel, so he has got a lot of shows with Eyal Golan.
Okay.
But the bigger gigs, the bigger shows, he comes home. He comes back.
Right.
And we have got French concerts, and we did a big tourney in around Canada.
Yeah.
I think. Oh my God! I think it was like 8 years ago.
Was that when you went to Montreal Jazz Festival?
Yeah.
I mean,
And Winnipeg Folk Festival,
right.
Vancouver, a lot of places. Halifax Jazz Festival.
Yeah. But
after that, we visited France a lot.
Why did the French specifically like you? Or maybe there's a good manager there or a good promoter?
Yeah, and people in France really loves world music.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of good festivals in France. So kind of they're like free souls. So like they're like gypsy hippies.
Yeah.
And I very
hippies.
like the French people.
Right.
Really.
With the band all over the place, or in terms of Bristol and Israel, and then obviously the rest in Budapest or in Hungary. The arrangements that Besh droM does they're pretty sophisticated. They're pretty it's very arranged, obviously, but like how does the group work together and collaborate to come up with their new repertoire?
We work on online. So in another situation, Gergő pick a song or a theme and just send us. And the 2 guitarists just try to find the rhythm or the drummer, or would try to find another theme.
Yeah, a theme, yeah.
Yeah, and we are just sending emails each other. for yeah, that works.
So you're sending like music files to each other?
Yeah. We just it's so easy because everybody has got an iPhone, and we just yeah. So we just I don't know, felvesszük a zenét.
Yeah, no, you record the music. And by the way, I have no problem with you ripping out the Hungarian saying, and I'll translate it for you when we need to. That was great. No, yeah, they basically they just you guys record the music and you send it to each other.
Oh my
So
God.
you
Sorry.
and then so you're involved. I mean, not every piece has singing with Besh droM, right?
Not every
Not every piece. But you're one of the 8 fixed members of the band.
Yeah.
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 And they don't have another vocalist, or do they have the male vocalist?
The male vocalist, Adam, the percussionist.
Right. Okay. Percussionist. So that is very cool story. I didn't know about that. How you got involved in Besh droM over a telephone interview. That's pretty crazy. So that's why Lili always picks the phone up, because she never knows who's calling next. So
Yes.
you talked about the kind of the male dominated band, and you talked about Hungarian folk dance being also, I would say, like, for better or for worse, it is a oftentimes a male dominated performing, and even when you don't perform and when you do at the regular Tanchaz, the man is leading, and so it's kind of male centric. How do you as a woman kind of stand out without and in your case you have Krzysztof, and you're like in kind of an inseparable pair in my eyes. But if it wasn't for Krzysztof, if you're just that a female soloist, what's possible for you? And how can you stand out?
I really don't know.
Yeah.
Because the Hungarian tradition, male in the center. So I'm really lucky. I'm so lucky. And you can see everybody who works in this folk area, the best pairs, like Zsura and Zsuzsika, are pairs, are married.
Yes.
So they live together. They think together. They choreograph together.
Yeah.
So it's like borsó meg a héja. Ez a legjobb mondás.
Yeah.
The pea.
The pep, is it the borsó, the pepper?
No, the peas. The peas.
Oh yeah, those
the
peas.
green one.
Peas and the peel. Yeah.
The peas and the peel.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Have you seen?
And I really don't know if I'm just in myself, like a woman solo choreographer. I think it very, very hard.
It exists, right? I mean, there are women, soloist women, who are not necessarily in a long-term relationship pair, but even when they lead a group, they're always with the man, right? Yeah. No, that's an interesting problem or interesting issue. But in your case, you are lucky, because you found Krzysztof as that strange, weird boy when you were 17 in Yashak. So let me take you guys to 2014. Let me take you to 2014. This was the year of the Fölszállott Páva. This is the nationally televised program, which kind of, for people who are not into the Hungarian folklore, it became something that the everyday average Joe, American or Hungarian Joe, was able to kind of be exposed to this, this game show kind of thing. But it became it's a talent show in the Hungarian folklore. Singing, music, and dance. You guys won it. Was it the first season or the second season you guys won?
The second season, I think.
Okay, second season.
Because the first season's winner was Pityu, Berec István.
Berec Pityu won the first one, yes.
Yeah.
So you guys won the second one. What did it mean, in your career, or and you personally, winning that? Would you say that was a game changer for you and in your life with Krzysztof, or was it just it happened and whatever?
I think it was the best what can happen with us. If I looking back, really. So the Páva helps us a lot, really a lot, because all around Hungary, they learned our name. And we tried to show our best. And there was 3 rounds, and we went to every round with our best knowledge. To the first round with Rába Közi, to the second round with Somogyi, it was not an average choice.
Yeah.
And the third round with Magyar Palatkai, with Florin,
yes.
Kodoba Florin from Magyar Palatka.
Yeah.
So we really tried our best to be the pure folklore,
yes.
because it was so important for the jury.
Yeah.
And I think it was sympathetic,
yes.
for also the jury and also the folk faces all around Hungary.
The folk faces, I like that. Yeah.
So they realized it's a folk show, it's a TV show,
yeah.
But they also saw we are dance pure folklore. So I think after the Páva, we have a lot of shows all around Hungary. So the TV helps a lot.
Yeah.
And after the Páva, I think also we have to make choreographies, and we teach a lot of groups also all around Hungary.
Right. So you this was the second season. Now 6 years later or 5 years later, whatever, does it still have that? If the winner, and I forget who won it last year. I know they have mostly kids oriented things now, but is it such a big impact now even to win it, or it's kind of lost its power to make a game changer to a couple like you guys?
I don't know. I really don't know.
I don't know either.
So it's kind of it's specialized for the kids, the kiddos. So it's different. Yeah. Kids are always different. So it's more about the show now, I think.
Right.
But I think we really need a new adult series.
You do? Huh.
Now.
Okay.
I think because it's a very good opportunity for everybody. And the last 2 season was a kids season. Yeah. Before that was the winners season. So the third rounders season, I think.
Yeah. And
before that also maybe was I don't know.
It was I think kids before that. That problem, I mean, we can talk about I'm for me, having the little competition part makes the average people tune in, but it's just wonderful to watch, new faces, old faces, perform on that stage, and to hear the jury what they talk about, and it's very, and watch the kisfilmek, the little films beforehand. It's just really fun. Yeah. You talked about choreographies and being a choreographer. What is your inspiration for choreographies? I want to give you an example. Well, you guys want to teach a satmari to the kids, every or even the adults. Everybody needs to do a satmari in their life, the music or dance from northeastern Hungary. So And then you go, oh God, not another Satmari. Like how many freaking Satmari choreographies can you have? So now you're looking at a blank slate, a blank piece of paper, and now you think, but I have an idea, something new for it's a new inspiration for Satmar. Where is that coming from, and how do you, as a choreographer, approach this material that's been all over the place, hundreds and thousands of times now? What do you start with?
Before we make a choreography, we always try to read something special about that town or village. So maybe a legend, maybe a folk tale, maybe a folk song, something which is just make a click and our brain just can, oh, I get an idea. So we always collect things and we just have to collect the way what we would like to do.
Give me can you give me a recent example of this? I'm curious. This is very interesting to me. What, a recent example of a Rábóközi or Somogyi or something, or that your Füzesi or whatever it is, where this happened.
Like Hajdúsági.
Okay.
We make the Hajdúsági for Cirkalom. They also joined the Páva, Cirkalom from Vajdaság, Bácska, Topolya.
Okay, it's another dance group. Okay, yeah.
And it name was, how is the Hajdúsági wing malom, nem tudom.
Windmill
Goes.
Okay.
Így forog a hajdúsági szélmalom.
Okay, this is the way the windmill of Hajdúság spins.
And we make a stick dance when the boys just dancing with their sticks like the windmill.
Yes.
So
right.
That was the opening situation.
Gotcha. Opening scene, yeah.
Because it's not an average thing, and after that you can dance like Satmari, like everything, but you should do a not average moment in your choreography.
Yes.
So this is one example.
Interesting. Okay, thank you. Yeah. That's a good way to inspire choreographers that might be listening to this, group leaders, to kind of read a book or get into it. There's obviously the really good stuff.
And listen a lot of archive music.
To archival music, yeah. To the collections, yeah.
Yeah.
The Bahorka Társulat, this is the improvisational folk theater, which is a very cool concept, and it features singing and dancing and puppets and props and great music and acting. How did this come about, and what do you see a future in this for you as well? Because I think it's a very interesting concept for kids. Talk to me about how that came from, and where do you think it's going in the future?
My friends Melinda and Sára are also danced at Járság.
Okay.
So Szűcs Gábor was the first who thinks, okay, these three girls should sing together. And there was a big show for Járság in 2008. Its name was Boldog Lelkek Tánca. It means happy souls dance.
Yeah.
And there was a Szárcsávási part on it, Szárcsávási gypsy part, and Sára, Melinda, and I sing the song.
Okay.
At the Szárcsávási choreography. But after that show, we think, okay, we can sing together. It can be good. Why don't we try to do something not average? And we first we just singing and did things, okay, just a singing trio, but after that we think, okay, we really like teach kiddos, we really like to be with kiddos, we really like to improvise, so make an improvisation theater.
Okay.
And we just read a lot folk tales and and we have a lot of shows in other teams. So like we have got December show. Okay.
You have different shows.
Sorry, I just feel like I'm like.
No, you're doing amazing. Absolutely
and,
amazing.
We just have our new CD.
Great.
It name is Pletykázó asszonyok.
Okay.
We
gossiping women.
Gossiping girls, but not gossip girls.
Not Gossip Girls, yes. Not the Netflix show.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's available. That's available now.
In Fono webáruház.
Okay.
Fono webshop.
Okay, excellent. Yeah.
So we try to reach every Hungarian kid and parent, and we try to reach theaters and also schools, and we try to teach them, don't be shy to laugh.
Don't be shy to laugh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you see, this is relatively new concept. I know, right? The way you guys are doing this now, or it's been going on for several years?
It's going from several years, from the beginnings.
Oh, okay. And do you see like a potential popularity to, or are other people doing this now, or is this something very unique to you guys? And do you see a demand into the future for this?
I think it's unique.
Yeah.
This is the Bahorka style.
Yeah.
but there are also improvisation theaters in Hungary, like Gulyás László and other faces, but it's unique because we are three girls, and there is a main musician in our band. It's Csóri Sándor Jr.
Yeah.
And we really likes to work together.
Yes, yeah, he's very creative musician for sure.
Yeah.
Well, that's wonderful, and I wish you luck with the CD. And after pandemic, is done, you guys will be able to go out to perform again, and someone will have to watch Felix, of course, but that's your problem now.
But Sarah also has got a daughter. So
oh, nice, good.
It's okay.
They could play together. I know you and Krzysztof love to travel. That's one of your hobbies, one of your passions. What's your top favorite place to visit it over the last several years? Where have you really loved to go?
Or there is a lot.
Good. Tell me some of the interesting ones. Yeah, go ahead.
It's very hard to pick one.
Yeah.
But let me see. So my really favorite is a small island in Indonesia. Its name is Gili Trawangan. And there is no motorcycles like car.
Wow.
Or motorcycle on the island, just bicycle and horses.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so I think it will be my lifelong favorite.
Yeah.
But at the second place, Tel Aviv is my favorite city.
Tel Aviv, yeah.
Yeah, so it's amazing. The culinary, the people, the sea and everything. But Christoph's favorite city is New York.
Really?
Manhattan.
Okay.
He's addicted
Yes.
about Manhattan.
Well, one of the things, and I want to say this gently and perhaps positively, one of the things I noticed talking to Hungarian folk dancers, folk musicians in Hungary, is oftentimes, they don't make the time to travel enough or to take advantage of an opportunity they might have. Okay, well, we're going to teach at a camp at Chipke, let's say in Michigan, but you know what? Let's stay an extra 6 days and let's go somewhere. And I know you guys are doing that. And you guys have done a fair bit of that, and that kind of that passion, or to find another hobby, because oftentimes I say, well, hey, you're a professional folk dancer, what's your hobby? And I get like this look, like, I don't have a hobby, I just like to folk dance, that's it. Well, I think you need something else, tennis, soccer, anything. So you guys have that in traveling, and I think that's really wonderful. And this place in Indonesia sounds amazing, actually, worth visiting. If not the folk dancer and folk singer, what do you think you would be doing if it was not this?
I think I really would love to be a veterinarian.
Ah, really?
Because I love animals. Yeah.
Do you guys have an animal?
Sadly, no.
Well, you can't, right?
We had a cat. We had a cat, but she's died. Yeah.
So a veterinarian, and is it possible to have an animal, a pet? Can you guys imagine having a dog, but you're never home because you're always out teaching?
I don't think so. Yeah. I think we won't have a dog. Maybe if we move to a real house, which has a garden. But Christoph has an allergy for cats.
Ah, okay. Well,
so it's not really easy.
Right.
But there are anti-allergic cats.
Yes.
Of course.
So
maybe we have a bigger flat, or Felix will be bigger or something.
Yeah. You've performed hundreds, thousands of shows, singing and dancing, and doing your theater work too. Do you still get nervous before shows?
Sometimes it depends what type of show.
What type
before
of show?
Before the concerts, not really. But I exactly remember the feeling when we were in Montreal, the Montreal Jazz Festival. Yeah. I was so nervous.
Yeah.
I just look around and the streets were full with people. And I just, oh my God, I'm in Montreal.
Yeah, at the Jazz Festival.
Kind of thousands of people, and I was thinking, what the heck? I was so nervous.
What is it? What makes you more nervous? Is it the if you do get nervous before a show, would it be singing or dancing?
I think dancing. Dancing, yeah, dancing.
And I'm sure do you get more nervous watching your group dance?
This is the most nervous situation.
Right.
Yeah.
So as we kind of close up the interview, I did want to say, you're I know you don't practice your English as much as you probably would like to, but you've done a fantastic job, and I'm very very happy. And I'm going to let you go in a few minutes, but I do have a few more closing questions.
Okay.
Looking forward, many years, decades ahead, perhaps when you're put quote unquote retired, that kind of thing, at that age, what do you sense would be a successful life or a successful legacy that you would like to leave behind? What is your overall plan in that regard? What do you want to give to the world at the end?
I really would like to join the Vadrozsa family. So if I retired, I just would like to looking back and I really would like to feel they're just no, I'm the Lili nanny who maybe 50 years ago just tried to teach their parents or the other generations, or I just I think I can't go far from the folklore life.
Yeah, so you really,
So,
you've in the last 5 years, this Vadrozsa family has really, really touched your life. I mean, this is, you've kind of found, it seems to me, you found your mission in life,
Yeah.
In the greater folklore world beyond Vadrozsa, what's, one or two things that you would really like to accomplish, and you haven't done that yet? Any big goals that you might have?
So Christoph and I created. You mentioned it, the Foundry Dance Theater.
Yes.
So it's kind of contemporary folklore, and my very big goal or gig would be if this company can be successful.
What kind of, like, if you could compare it with anything that we might have seen before, or maybe it's a very brand new thing, what is it like? What's the approach, the choreographic approach of the group?
We have we make the big show. Its name is In Anima, which is about the human soul, how to lose your soul.
Okay.
So it's not an average team, but Christoph is the main choreographer.
Okay.
At this company.
Yeah, dance company. Yeah.
But there is a new show. We works on it. Its name is Hallucination.
Okay.
And nation, in the word's own meaning, is also fits.
Hallucination.
So the nation, and together with hallucination.
Okay, what is halluci?
Halluci, it's an Indian. Sorry, it's not an Indian. It's a. Sorry.
Native?
Not native. Native, but with other word.
Aboriginal?
Nope.
Okay. Anyway, indigenous.
Indigenous. Yeah.
Okay.
It's an indigenous tribe.
Okay.
Halusa.
Okay.
Because Pozsonyi Lexi, you know her.
Okay. Yeah.
Showed us a music band, which name is a tribe called Red.
Okay.
They are indigenous and they collect folklore Indian music. And they make kind of disco music, but not really disco. So it's kind of something like halusa or halusi or hallucination. Yeah. And all of the show's theme is about not just from the Hungarian folklore. It's about when your soul, when your mind going to be another form, like eagle, like monkey, like the gorals, goras, the Polish goras, the eagle.
Okay.
For the Hungarians or the Romanians, the bear.
Mm.
So I just can't explain, but this type of dance
Right. And
was the main thing.
is it completely contemporary, or is it based on Hungarian folk roots?
Not just only Hungarian folk roots,
Uh-huh.
also from the Kathak Indian,
Okay.
or also from African dances,
Gotcha. Okay.
and also from Hungarian dances, yes, of course, and Goral dances,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. So interesting. So this is not like you're not taking Hungarian folk, authentic Hungarian folk dance, and trying to improve it or make it better, because I don't think the traditional needs any improvement whatsoever. This is something totally new, and with with a contemporary twist, something that I guess Christoph and you and I know Christoph is the main choreographer, so he's got this in his mind, and this is a creative outlet for him to kind of release that choreography ideas he has. Interesting to me, Lili. This is I think a direct result of you guys being able to travel and look beyond the borders of Hungary and being a citizen of the world. I think that's a very nice result of that, and I look forward to seeing more and more work. I know there's a couple of YouTube clips people could look at. Foundry, Foundry, is the name of the group. Lili, I think we're at an end. You did an amazing job with the English, and
I tried my best, but I think
no, it's all
yeah.
it was great, and I wanted to thank you for your time and for your energy, not just spending the time with me today, but for all of everything you and Christoph do for our community here in North America, and of course in Hungary. So thank you, Lili, for joining us.
Me.
Thank you very much. And on behalf of Lili and myself, Kalman Magyar Jr., Öcsi, thank you very much for tuning in, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.